Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the Queenpins Roundtable with our directors, Gita and Aron. We are so grateful for all of you to be here today and to support this movie, which I know we were just talking about in our little breakout room, and we were all talking about our secret couponing habits.
Great.
So we just wanted to ask you some questions
about why we wrote this script. And
I have a fun fact that isn't in the movie, but I think you guys might find interesting is there was the TLC show Extreme Couponing that was on. The detective who dealt with the real investigation, he believed that the reason that show was able to have such big savings is because they were using coupons from these women that were counterfeiting them. And when they arrested these women, that show went off the air. So, and he actually attempted to try to prove that they were using counterfeit coupons from these women, but it never.
Well, the show shut down before he could.
He never sort of pursued it. But we always thought that was very interesting that the show went away as soon as these women were arrested, the real women. That's my fun fact.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a fun fact. It is a fact, though, if that counts. And that would just be that we, in Hollywood, spent the last 7 years writing and trying to get our scripts made. And we had some successful scripts that we would get recognized in the industry, and then we would get an amazing cast attached to it. And then we'd go into rooms with studios and financiers, and they would say, listen, we love the script, we love the cast, but you guys have no value, so we can't give you money to finance your movie. And that kept happening over and over and over again for 7 years. And finally, we were like, well, how do we change our value in this industry? And we're known for more of our dramatic work, and before that, documentaries, and we came from journalism. And we said, let's find a comedy to write that is maybe a little bit more commercial and allows us to be able to tell a story that we feel is close and personal to us. And then what we ended up writing is a story about two women who feel undervalued and discounted in their lives and end up finding a loophole to succeed. And we feel like, thanks to Queenpins, we changed our value.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we wrote the script, we didn't have anybody necessarily in mind for Connie. But then when somebody said Kristen Bell, we just knew that she would be great. And when we met with her and she had responded to the script, one of the first things she said to us was, you know, when she's like, for some reason, even if my characters are doing criminal acts, breaking the rules, audiences still usually love me. And that was something that she recognized in herself and in her work, but we knew it was exactly what we needed for Connie. And then, you know, she had worked with Kirby before, and, you know, we met with Kirby and she just seems so perfect. And then Paul and Vince as well, you know, when we met with them, they had a friendship going off camera before and had wanted to work together. So it really felt like both of those main duos were friends off camera, had this great chemistry, and we had just hoped that it would carry over into the movie. And we kind of think we're like the third buddy duo in the movie.
And also, you know, in screenwriting, the love story, the B story of the movie is the love story usually. And we just wanted to try something more creative. And in this case, we thought, wouldn't it be fun if that B story was Vince and Paul's journey, which is oil and water, and then in the end, they end up really appreciating their friendship and valuing that friendship.
Right.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Robin.
Yes. The movie was hilarious. I loved it, and really awesome cast. I wanted to know, was that a real Michael J. Fox quote? And if so, what made you guys want to include that piece in the film?
It is a real Michael J. Fox quote. And at some point, we knew we wanted there to be this quote about family, and we were looking at different quotes, and we saw this one that from Michael J. Fox, and we grew up both loving him, and our casting director, one of her first jobs was casting Family Ties, and it just felt like we miss that there's not more Michael J. Fox out there now, and it felt perfect. It felt like he would be in a movie like this. So it all just fits.
And also at one point, the president of Mexico is President Fox. So we also thought it was really funny that this dialogue was also happening. It's like as JoJo's trying to figure out, like, wait, like the actor. So it all just kind of felt like it played well into the comedy.
Hopefully he sees it.
We want Michael J. Fox to see this movie.
I love it. Shell, can you make that happen? Robin, Mom the Magnificent.
Hi, ladies. I just want to say thanks for such a fun movie. I love the chemistry between you both. I'd love to know, what do you hope women watching will learn or get from this film?
You said it so brilliantly in the other interview.
About the chosen family?
Chosen family and then accomplishing your dreams.
Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you for reminding me. I would say, as Kristen has perfectly reminded me, well, I would say that what I hope women take away from it is the idea that if you have been, even if you feel like you have been discounted or discarded, you having the opportunity and seeing that you can take your sort of destiny in your own hands. You can take your life into your own hands. And if you were dealt a certain set of cards, you have the ability to change it. I think you just have to have the confidence to know that that is within you, that you can sort of strive for better, that you deserve better, and that you can get the things that you want and get the things that you need. I don't know if I said it as well.
Yeah, you
Okay,
did. Well, and also she had said before, like, and you can do that with chosen family. Like, don't be afraid of chosen family. Don't feel stunted by the people around you. Like, that it's something that's huge in my life, and it's big in JoJo and Connie's life, and with chosen family and the sort of inner strength, you really can accomplish your dreams. It might not be this one. It might not be a $40 million illegal empire, but whatever it is, just the steam to go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, at moments, sure, like, but in different ways, I think. Like, it's hard for me to say because I didn't struggle with infertility, but man, have I spent moments of my life imagining what it might be like and having an intense amount of empathy for women that struggle with it. And then thinking, gosh, we should be talking more about that. I should ask my friends if everything's okay, if they're struggling with infertility, like all those kinds of things. And then I am obviously not in a marriage that makes me feel completely stunted, but I do relate to Connie in the idea that, like, I didn't grow up with much financial education. I mean, I think I did, but when you enter into adulthood, we should be educating kids very, very differently about savings and money and investments, especially girls, because like that example of like, she can't get out of this marriage until she's got herself together is all too true for so many women.
Actually, do you know one of my favorite parts of that I forgot was when a big chunk of the scene got cut out, but was the sushi restaurant, and we just could sit and eat sushi that night. That was very fun.
Yes. Well, look, it sincerely is hard to pick a moment because being on set with Kirby, because we're actually friends, every moment is kind of fun. Like, there weren't like a bunch of dull parts because you're getting to hang out with a real friend. But like, I think I particularly liked, we'd been shooting the movie for a few weeks. We knew what our dynamic was. We like working together. We're passing the ball, trying to make it as funny, as real as possible. Enter Bebe Rexha, who changes the comedic dynamic completely because all of the sudden she's the tech expert we go to, helping us move our money. And we are like these little idiots who are asking her questions, and we were able to find like funny improvs, and just the dynamic shift happened because prior to that, we were sort of ping-ponging, figuring out like, okay, who's going to be the straight person in the scene and who's going to have the goofy moment, because you kind of have to balance it if you're going to stay grounded. But when those scenes with Bebe was really fun because we could both sort of just be goofballs.
Yeah. She was the voice of reason. For me, I got a text from Kristen at night that said, "Do you like working with me, and can you do an American accent?" And I said yes to both, and she was like, "Okay, I'm sending you a script." So she sent me this script, And I read it and I absolutely fell in love with it. It's like nothing I'd ever read before. And this kind of comedy really appeals to me as well. It's like, it's a buddy comedy, but it's grounded and it has a message and it touches on all these themes that I had never seen before. And then on top of it, knowing that I would work with someone that I'm so comfortable with and so fond of. And I mean, to work with someone who can text you at night and be like, essentially the most cryptic text, and you could be like, yes, I'm going to commit 6 months of my life to this, you know you're in good hands.
Love it.